Hi everybody, I'm Jack Jinseki, and joining me today is director Cheugy.
Hello.
Cheugy, what kind of content do you like to make?
Well, if I could just start by saying I did a legit wave to you just now.
Okay,
I don't know what came over me, but yeah, so
I do the
um
same thing all the time.
right? It's like it's so habit forming. Somebody says, "Hey, this is so and so. Nice to meet you." And you just like you wave. You're waving like an idiot back here. So yeah, that's how I'm going to start this interview.
Yes,
So the question was, what kind of content do you make?
yes.
Well, I think I'm definitely still figuring that out. If I'm going to be honest,
Hmm.
I am still kind of a baby streamer. So I just hit my 6 month stream anniversary on May 1st.
Congratulations.
So that is thank you. It's been such a long and treacherous road. So yeah, I think I'm no, I know I'm still figuring it out. And
Hmm.
what I will say is, and we talked about this a little bit in the pre-record, but my background is in tech, but my background is also in content creation. Like
Hmm.
I legit had a job with content creator
Wow.
in the job title as part of my career. And what I will say is I draw a line, like a hard line between what I am doing currently and what I did for that role.
Hmm.
Because like overall my streams, because I'm primarily on Twitch, I do dual stream to YouTube.
Of course.
But I primarily like I do stuff that makes me laugh, and like currently that's playing video games and being like super bad at jumping. Like I'm very, very bad at jumping. So that is the type of content I am known for, is failing to jump.
But can you double jump though?
I assure you, if there is a jump, I cannot do it.
Have you ever seen this is an old reference. This is a bit of a deep cut. Do you remember that guy who was like a journalist who was trying to review Cuphead? And there's a several minute video of him trying to do a combination jump slash dash, and he is totally failing to do it.
um, it's a deep cut for someone who is chronically offline, such as
Yep.
myself. But I have heard of Cuphead, and I have heard of journalists, and
Yes.
that's after that you lost me. But that is, I think, what you can expect for me. I legit, the, it's become a whole thing. Like it has become a whole thing. Like for my debut, I debuted this model,
Ooh.
on April 1st, and as part of that, I did my first ever music video,
Nice.
but it was just a YouTube poop music video about Jump King and me failing. Like I truly did not get past the third level. And when I say level, I meant like screen. I think it was still in the first level.
Wow. So what's Jump King?
Ooh, okay. Jump King is a game where you literally it's all about physics and all you can do in it is jump.
Hmm.
And you have to like jump between platforms up into, I think it's like 200 levels to just rescue a princess, and it's very anticlimactic, but it is literally a game all about jumping.
Wow.
So I did that for my birthday, and it was a lot of me screaming. I'll send you the video, because it is sad. It is sad.
Well, I will tell you, if you're terminally offline and you're concerned that you won't get any of my references, I have good news for you. While I am terminally online, I am also full of references that nobody understands.
Oh, thank goodness. We are a match made in heaven, I guess.
There you go.
Or I guess hell would be more appropriate, wouldn't it?
What made you want to be a VTuber?
Ooh. So basically I needed a new expensive hobby,
Hmm.
and this looked really fun. But I mean, in truth, like I thought I could leverage my IRL quote unquote like lazy activities,
Hmm.
um, that I was already making time for into something productive. Because I'm also like I'm perpetually on that grind set, and I was like, listen, I read a lot of manhwa, which is Korean comics,
Hmm.
vertical scrolling comics on a platform called Webtoon or
Yep.
Tapas. And I like literally will spend an entire weekend in bed with a box of wine reading comics. And I just definitely got corpo brained of like, if you're not being productive, if you're not on the grind, like you're kind of fucking up. So I was having a little bit of an existential crisis with that, and I was like, ooh, what if I made videos about like webtoons? That would be so cool. That would be great. And also, I really want to make more time for games
Mm.
because I just don't play enough video games. I really never did, but I like them. I
Hmm.
like being bad at things. It's very cathartic for some reason.
Well,
So yeah, yeah, go ahead.
I think I get it, because you've got the corporate mindset. You have to be on
Mm-hmm.
all the time. You have to be
Mm-hmm.
in charge. You have to be able to do everything all the time. So to put
Mm-hmm.
yourself into a space where you suck at everything is
Uh-huh.
it's your form of release from exactly that.
Exactly. And I just like, I did hit a plateau recently where I was like, shit, I'm not learning anything. I
Mm.
am not falling on my face every single stream. And I'm almost like at this plateau where things are comfortable and I hate it. I hate it so much. Like I want to like see the like I want to see the things that I need to work on and then go figure out those problems. And this expensive hobby has been pretty cool for that.
I mean, it doesn't need to be expensive. You can be a bobbly PNG tuber.
I mean, okay. It should not be expensive, but when I say I need a new expensive hobby, I truly like I will put everything
You got to
in.
throw yourself into it.
Yeah, and it's not even like it's like crazy expensive. Like I don't have a $10,000 model or anything.
No.
Um, but you know, I was spending a lot of money on like magic cards or gotcha games, and then I was like, you know, maybe I will do art. Maybe I'll just like become addicted to VGen. And I did become a bit addicted to VGen. Are you familiar with what that is?
Yes, I actually
Okay.
ordered a commission from VGen recently.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like love the idea of being able to commission artists, like have a portfolio of artists, all with interesting stuff, and be like, okay, cool, this and now, but with my character.
It's a very good idea. I don't know why I haven't seen it before VGen, because usually before that you would have to basically know people.
Yeah, I'm not DMing anyone on Twitter. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. But anyway, you mentioned manhwa. Remind me after this. I gotta introduce you to someone who reads lots and lots of manga, and they love to talk
Yes.
about comics and all that
Oh,
stuff.
hell yeah. I can't wait to be a terrible disappointment to them because I read very mediocre romance.
Oh, that well. For if what I understand is true, they read their own personal form of trashy stuff.
Excellent. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Hey, trash is fun. What can I say?
It's true. Listen, I tell my chat all the time, like, I could either be sitting here playing Candy Crush or I could be reading, you know, and I have chosen my dark hobby. And it is reading smut, essentially.
So, what was the process for creating your character?
Ooh, yeah. So, I mean, you asked earlier what made me want to be a VTuber. It was
Mm-hmm.
partly, you know, that I needed a new expensive hobby. It was also partly just because I felt like I could do it and it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And VTubers were really in the zeitgeist. So, like I said, I mean, it's 2025 now. 6 months ago, 8 months ago, when I started on this journey,
Mm-hmm.
I was not watching Twitch. I was not really exposed to VTubers. And then for whatever reason, I'm always late to the party. But they were sort of everywhere
Mm.
in my peripheral. And at first I was like, I'm not really interested in like anime titties online. Like I got enough of that. I got enough of that. And then I started doing like data entry bullshit at work, which is usually not what I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed something on in the background. And so I started watching VTubers. And
Mm.
as I was watching them, I was like, I could I could do this. I think that this would be really fun. I think instead of data entry, I'm gonna VTube on the clock.
Hmm.
So when I started like the process for creating a character, I sort of was like, I mean, it's just gonna be me. Like, I don't know that I'm going to create a persona that is very different than me. It's not a character I'm playing. I will say I lean into a little bit more of the being a dick, I think, than real life. Like I have empathy in real life, but my character persona is definitely like head bitch in charge. She's gonna tell you what's going on and what to do, and I'm in middle management, and I'm just like very corpo brained.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that part of that was pulling together attributes of me, but then attributes of like things that I liked.
Mm.
So at the time I was reading a lot of Lore Olympus, which was on Webtoon, which I know a lot of people hate it. I thought it was pleasant, you know, aside from all of the problematic things. It was a pleasant read for, you know, the youth audience. And there's this character in it called Minth, or some people call her Minthy.
Mm-hmm.
And she is a red it's all Greek mythology, so I don't remember quite what they call the people who turn into trees. You know the ones, right? Nymphs. She's a nymph.
Oh, okay, yep.
And she has red hair and red skin, and she's the receptionist, and she's just kind of a huge bitch, only cares about like one thing, and then you find out she's actually like super depressed and like has like, you know, trauma and issues, and like is a pretty interesting character. And I was like, oh, it liked me for real. It liked me. Look at all that trauma. Let's turn that into art. So there was a little bit of that, and then Neon Genesis Evangelion,
Mm-hmm.
which I definitely purchased, like butchered the name. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yes, of course.
Okay.
It's been memed to death.
Right? Okay. So how do you say it?
I think. I mean, I've to be very honest, I've never seen the show, so for all I know, you pronounced it correctly.
Great, I didn't, but thank you. I appreciate your faith in me. Your faith and trust means the world.
Well, let's see. I don't remember exactly. I would have said Neon Genesis Evangelion or Evangelion.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. I think the first one was closer. I don't know what I fucked up the third part.
Yeah.
Okay, so so there is this character there called Asuka, and she is a real try-hard who's also me. She's got bright red hair. So there was like a theme of like strong women who are broken in some way. So I everyone that I talk to, like, we like to play games. You know, corporate icebreakers, and sometimes the icebreaker's like, in an anime, who would you be? And people were like, oh my god, you're Asuka. You're such a tryhard, and we've 100% found you crying in a bathtub about your dead mother. Like, it's you. So there was like those two characters, and then also a little bit of, are you familiar with Chainsaw Man?
Heard of it, never seen it.
Okay, cool. I'm glad that the preface to this was you saying that you have a lot of references that nobody gets, and then now I'm the person who has a lot of references.
Oh, don't worry. When we get to musical vocabulary, that it will the differences will become very apparent.
Great. Can't wait. This is gonna be fantastic. So there is actually a manga called Chainsaw Man, and it is a man who turns into chainsaws. I don't know how else to describe it outside of that.
It's I would say it's self-evident.
Okay, cool. So there's two strong female characters who are very different, Lakima and Power, which I also drew inspiration from. So I basically took like those four characters and me, and then I know this is a very long-winded story. You're so welcome. I know that this is what you signed up for.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm enjoying listening.
Okay, so I took all those like references and inspiration, and I opened Vroid, which is a 3D software to make a model, because I did some very, very light research about how to start VTubing. And I opened Vroid, made my own model, and was like, yo, this shit is stanky. You are not good at this. Why would you have this? Like, I had such a clear vision in my head and could not execute. And I also have, actually, maybe it. Do you know This American Life?
No, I don't know that one.
Oh, I thought I was gonna get you with the highbrow NPR bullshit, but no.
Sorry, I know nothing about NPR.
Well, the host of NPR, his name is Ira Glass, and he talks about sort of this gap between like taste and execution, and how like if you have taste, you understand that the creative work that you're making is not good enough, and like it's a lot of trade-offs to like get your art to the place that you can admire it because your taste is so refined or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, the shit was stanky. And I was like, I cannot do this. So I went to Etsy and I was sort of browsing around because I also my before VTubing expensive hobby was Magic the Gathering. But before Magic the Gathering, I had a jewelry line. So I am very familiar with Etsy. I had an Etsy store. I was featured by Etsy. Like, it was a whole thing, so I was familiar with Etsy.
If you don't mind me asking, what was your medium of choice?
Ooh, so clay. So I do, like, ceramic jewelry.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. I did that for years and years and years. That's my expensive hobby.
Can I say something lame right now? Earlier today, I went to what was referred to as the Sea Glass Festival. So,
how is that lame? That sounds so cool. That sounds so cool. I would have loved to go.
Oh, I don't know if you'd gone there, you might not have you might have changed your tune.
Okay, here's what I'm picturing. I'm picturing like faces that now have like a bunch of sea glass glued to it. I'm picturing like mosaics, but instead of tile, it's sea glass. I'm picturing, I guess, just like a bowl full of sea glass.
there was some mosaic stuff, and that was very nice. There were a few things that were very interesting, like people made like succulents out of sea glass, or like little Christmas trees out of sea glass. And those were very good. And then there were some that it was only partially sea glass. Some of it was just like, we talked to one artist and they just made like collages from stuff they found on the beach, and they arranged it all in like a perfect circle or something like that. And that was very nice. It was very, some of it was very unique, but a lot of it was just like little simple pieces of jewelry, and they just stick a piece of sea glass on the end and charge you $50.
Yeah. So this is very much beachcore, very much something you would find on Etsy for $50.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Bespoke. It's artisanal. I get it. Oh, I hope you had at least a little bit of fun.
Oh, no, it was very nice. There was they had like some ornaments there that were made out of, it's difficult to describe. They were shells that were cut through like cross sections of shells. Ooh. And they had these intricate lacy patterns, and they were made into ornaments. Got one of those, and nice. So yeah, it was very interesting. It was kind of like seeing how people take chaos and make order from it. That's the best way I can describe it.
Yes, I honestly ordered chaos as my whole vibe. For real. Okay, so went on Etsy, was poking around for some custom models because I was like, listen, I need an expert. I need to call in the big guns here. So I had found a listing, and this is how they trick you. I knew going into it what was happening, and still I got tricked. I saw a listing for a custom model for $750 or something, which seemed like a reasonable price for a model. But it was on sale for like $150. And there was only 4 hours left. 4 hours left for the sale.
FOMO.
Yeah, FOMO. Exactly.
FOMO alert.
So I instantly from my phone hit purchase. Just like dumped, $150 or $250. It was not nothing. Um, and then the artists reach out and they were like, "So do you have like a character concept or?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll get you that later. I just wanted to make sure to get the deal." And of course they were like, "Oh my god, that's not what's happening here." But okay, all right, this is me doing false advertisement of saying like I do, models that are $200, but
Yeah.
I thought I was going to get $700 in value, etc.
Yeah.
So I started the process with them. I put together like a deck, like a creative brief that had all of the references I talked about, and then my current model and like what I wanted changed and da 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 da. And we went back and forth for a while, and what they came back with, I wasn't like in love with, and I was like, whatever, I think it'll be fine for a starter model. And then color went on it, and it was a white lady. And I was like, okay, at this point I give up. Like I'm done. Like I don't, like that was the one thing. It was supposed to have red hair, red skin. She came back with a white lady with black hair, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm done here. So we closed out the project. I got the model, and I was like, I'm just never gonna use it, unfortunately. Clearly, go ahead.
That's not winner talk right there. You need to integrate this totally backwards model into the rest of the process.
Backwards integration, very, very important, highly effective. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was never on Twitch. I didn't have any VTuber friends. I didn't really do too much research. Like a dummy, I was like, I'm smart. I'll figure it out. I mean, the hubris.
No,
the hubris.
I take exception with that. I think that you should jump into a project head first and then see what goes wrong and then fix it afterwards.
Right, like get messy, make some mistakes.
Yeah. Fail quickly.
Yes, yeah. That is something. I work in tech, and we talk a lot about a bias for action, failing quickly. Okay, all right, okay, yap. Yeah, so I found it to be a failing with my communication because I felt like I kept trying to say what I wanted in words and pictures and text and the whole thing, and I was like, okay, clearly there's just a communication breakdown. Maybe it's like a language barrier, maybe it's something else, but I need to go back to the drawing board because clearly I'm not making sense. So I held on to the model. I then went to VGen and I commissioned about 5 PNG tubers. Because I was just like, listen, I tried to go narrow and put all my eggs into that one basket. It did not work out. I need to refine kind of what I'm looking for my model. So I did 5 PNG tubers to try to figure out the art style, the poses, just like learn this stuff. And ended up finding 2 that I really, really loved and 3 that were like kind of like, that's just like not the vibe, but now I know what I don't want. And so I was a PNG tuber for 5 out of the 6 months that I was a VTuber. And right around the time that I got like the good models back, that I was like, it's this, it is totally this, it's this bad bitch. I started my commission for this beautiful model that you see here. And we're like in the woods, right? Is that where we are?
Yes.
Yeah, because I thought so, because it smells like earthy. And it's a little hot, so I just gotta, slip into something a little cooler.
Oh, there we go.
I know, right? I know. So I got this amazing model and had a fabulous time working with my artist, and that's sort of like that's the long story that no one asked for, but I've never really been able to talk to it.
In fairness, I did literally ask for it.
That's true. You literally asked the question, what was the process for creating your character? That was the fucking process.
Well, no. I mean, it's important to hear stuff like this. I mean, there are going to be people out there who they want to know about what goes into this sort of thing, what the back end looks like. And I think that I always found that the back end is the most time intensive process out of everything to do with VTubing.
Wait a minute. The engineer says the back end is important? What?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
That's my job. That's why they pay me the big bucks. So
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Had I known what I know now, I'm very, very glad that I was in a comfortable financial position that I could make those sort of sloppy mistakes and be like, cool, now I know what to tell somebody else if they're like, how do I become a VTuber? And honestly, my number one is get a customizable model. And there's a lot of really, really good ones right now.
yeah.
Get a customizable model, customize it towards something that is most like you, and start making content. Like, see if you even like streaming first, because I don't know if it's the same for you, but I had so many issues when I started streaming of like, not the right hardware, not the right software, like
Yeah.
all of that stuff. Like, I had to upgrade my internet. Like, everything kind of sucks balls. And that was before I even got to figure out, do I like doing this? Do I like being a thought leader IRL and on the internet?
I was kind of fortunate in that when I came into this particular thing, I already had some experience on OBS and all the associated software. So I already kind of knew what I was getting into partially. My problem was always with creating the character and that sort of thing, because the thing is that I think that in order to create a good character, you have to refine your ability to have a vision of what it is it should look like. And I never and when I was getting into that, that's what I kind of ran into, is like, I don't have the vision, and so how do I go about getting it? Because it doesn't just come out of nowhere, presumably. I don't know.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I think that that's what's great about the customizable 2D models is you get experience with the software, but then you also can figure out what you don't like.
Yes.
And then like get at least to 80%. Like, can we get you to 60 or 80%?
Yeah.
And then have a professional take you the other 40 to 20%.
Yeah.
I think that it is well worth the investment and the upfront cost to get set up with that.
Goodness, we use a lot of the same terminology. I was talking about the 80% to a coworker just the other day, and he was like, 80%?
Really?
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. Corpo brain, but really it's a bit of just tech brain, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like, I will say that, like, so I work on the design side of things. And I make the best fucking person to test out your product, because I will break it. I will be the idiot that's like, it just doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. I'm so lazy as a user that I make a great UX engineer, like, truly, because I'm just like, no, I would never click over there. And people are like, oh, damn, okay. Like, I started this journey, like, you mentioned that you had experience with OBS. I didn't even know I needed not only a program to host your avatar, but then a whatever OBS is. It a streaming software?
Yes.
Is, okay. And then also, then you stream to Twitch or YouTube or Kick or wherever you're going. But that's like 3 links in a chain, and I'm like, why? Why can't I just directly do it from VTube Studio, which is the program I use now? Yes. Why can't I just hit go live? Why is it so complicated?
I mean, the thing about, like, OBS...
The engineer explains it.
No, I'm not going into this. We're going to continue.
Hold my beer, chat.
You stopped me at exactly the right time. Congratulations. You have officially... I'm officially pegged.
Oh, God, don't... Hey.
Oh, anyway. So, next question.
And moving on.
Do you have any lore?
Ooh, I don't. Okay, what is it about this question? This is the number one question that new people ask me is, do you have your lore, or I like your lore, or what? Like, what is that about? Do you think it's just the culture of VTubing?
Well, I think that people go into this and you have a character, and the character can't exist in a vacuum. So people have this idea that they need to create a backstory, and some people get very elaborate with it and some people don't. I have toyed with the idea of lore in the past. I haven't really developed any. Honestly, I don't see it as a necessary part of it, but it seems to be very, very popular, and I like to ask because it kind of gets people to kind of, because when you write your own story, you kind of get invested in it, and so asking about that, I feel, really lets people open up a little bit.
Yeah, I love the way that you frame that up. I think that so I mentioned that this is the number one question I always get in chat, and then it's followed with, well, how do I write lore?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you just write it down and then you keep evolving it. Like that's kind of how mine happened. Is it's like I started with like one plot point, she me for real, and just like built more things, and it naturally evolved. And I was just talking to someone who is a VTuber, and they are an IRL writer.
Yep.
And their VTuber character is also a writer.
Mm-hmm.
And they were asking me about my lore and like how long it took to make and blah 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 blah. And I was chatting with them, and they were like, I just can't seem to write down mine. And I do this professionally. Like I could write anybody else's lore, but it's hard to do your own. Like it is very hard to sit down and write your own lore.
I can certainly see that being a problem, because in other people you have to frame them through your third person context. So you're the person watching them, so you can see what they do and analyze it. Whereas for yourself, you have to analyze yourself, and that's a totally different animal.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean that is that's what they always say, right? Like it's so easy to put yourself down, critique yourself, but it's so difficult to give yourself compliments.
Yeah.
And your lore is a little bit of a compliment, right? Like it's a love letter to your story.
I don't necessarily think if I was to do it, it would be a compliment as much as it would be as much. Well, no, I don't mean
an apology, an explanation for why I am the way I am.
Jack Jinseki, an apology.
Oh my gosh. I mean, okay, so why do you have a first and last name? Did you think about that? Because I know that that's like a big divide too of people who name their character. Naming is just as hard as lore, I think.
Oh, names are very difficult.
Right? Like, how did you decide on yours?
Well, I wanted it to be alliterative because I wanted people to like have fun saying it. I wanted it to roll off the tongue. Obviously, VTubing is a very Japanese-centric thing. So I wanted the last name to kind of, hey, maybe I know what I'll do. I'll have a J Japanese town name.
Ooh.
Now, you would think that a country we refer to as Japan would have a lot of towns that start with J.
It doesn't, though, does it?
It doesn't. And if you think about it for more than 2 seconds, it makes sense because they don't call themselves Japanese. No. Japan to a Japanese person is Nihon.
Yeah.
So there was only one town I could find that began with a J, and it was a lot longer than this. But there was an archaic form of the town name that was like, that town has since dissolved and became this other thing, and that was called Jinseki. And so that's where I came up with this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. The things we do to find a name.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
No problem. What about you, Cheugy?
Gosh.
I know you said it was I know you said it was millennial for cringe. I've never heard that word before.
Yeah, so there's a New York Times article. Go look it up. Also, there's an Urban Dictionary entry if you're more about that. But yeah, there was I think one of the social medias coined the phrase Cheugy to describe like millennial cringe, as in like wearing jeggings and like doing the shit that the younger generations were like, ugh, that's so millennial of you. Ugh. And they started calling it Cheugy. And me as an American in a large city, like I heard the youth saying that all the fucking time. And then when I was trying to decide my own name, I had a lot of different things and I could not decide what it was. And then I was like, you know what? Like VTubing is cringy as hell.
Yes.
Like, no, I didn't say it. Other people said it.
Well, no, it's true. It's kind of true though. But the thing is that because it's cringy, you know, you can throw yourself into it and love it for what it is.
Live your truth. Exactly. And so I was like, ooh, could I do like Captain Cringe? And I was like, well, I'm not a fucking pirate. I like maybe CEO. And then I was like, oh yeah, Cheugy is also the same as cringe. Okay, I'll go with Cheugy, which is so difficult for everyone to say, which I did not anticipate. But it is very difficult. People are like and then they give up, which honestly I commend you for even trying. And then because I work in tech, and some parts of tech, as we know, are very woke. So there was a lot of discourse about how microaggressions and yada yada yada, but calling someone chief executive officer is maybe like not the best look. And I was like, yeah. And also I want to work in middle management, so I changed it to director.
Is director a middle management position?
It is where I am, because it's below the C-suite and above like a manager position.
I feel like there's like a chain of titles that I have no idea about. Like, in
100%.
the military you have that whole thing.
Ooh. Yes. And of course people, nobody really does. I think only one person did it, but they were like, oh, like a film director. And I'm like, oh, sweetheart, no. But yeah, so like to get us back on track.
Lore.
Lore, what is it good for?
Absolutely nothing. No.
Hoo-ha? Hoo-ha?
Something like
But yeah, I wanted to be. I like the fish ears. I really, really like the fish ears.
Yes.
And my like IRL family comes from like a water dynasty, and that's all I'll say about that. A dynasty. So I knew I wanted to be a siren of the fish variety, not of the bird variety. But I famously have gotten roasted for my singing capability. Maybe not ability, but like I am legit tone deaf, and I am very confident. So I will do all of the wrong words in all of the wrong order, in all of the wrong pitches. So as part of my lore, I was like, listen, I'm a siren who can't sing, which then evolved into, okay, like I left my family because I couldn't sing, and we were part of this, singing, like whatever, like what's to be done with a siren who can't sing? Corporate grind set, of course, which explains why I'm an office lady. And then my model artist came back with the pencils in my hair, and you can't see it here, but they each say something. So one says my name, Director Cheugy, and the other says lust. And then we later changed it to smash. And so then I wrote lore about why the pencils say those things. And it's very creepy, but basically TLDR, I murdered someone, no big deal. And they may or may not possess one of the pencils.
Oh God. I'd hate to be a pencil. God, I'd have to deal with the sharpener.
I know, right? And then for my debut, I came out with a webtoon because I'm very into manhwa, as we had discussed.
Very nice.
So in the lore webtoon, basically, I'm, office lady going home for the day. Like it was a super shitty day, and then like I see a truck speeding towards me. It's honking like crazy. I'm like, oh my God, it's Truck-kun. My greatest dream is to be isekai. I can't wait for this. This is perfect. And then it just drives past me, splashes water on me, and laughs. And I'm like, God, I can't even have nice things. Fuck it. I guess I'll debut as a VTuber. And my chat was like, damn, even Truck-kun won't smash. Whoa. So now that's a big thing with the pencils and the webtoon of like, Cheugy loves smashing, but no one wants to smash it.
Aww.
Yeah, so that's essentially like the lore rolled up of like, it's just gonna keep going. I mean, at some point I'm gonna get a new outfit, and then there'll be lore about why I have a new outfit, etc.
So you said you like to sing, even though you said you don't know how. What do you like to sing?
I don't know that I like singing, if I can be honest. If I can be so real with you.
I see.
I don't enjoy it. It just happens. It really it's like a mindless, thoughtless thing. I don't think that I've ever derived joy from anything.
It reminds me of my father. He would whistle "If I Only Had a Brain" while he worked.
Oh my god, I love that I remind you of your father.
Well, I wouldn't put it that way, but
Sure you wouldn't now. It's recorded, buddy.
oh
We got
god,
proof.
oh god, the receipts are there, everybody.
Exactly, the receipts are there.
So, what's your favorite accomplishment of your channel so far?
Uh yeah, what have I accomplished? That's like I did start this out by being like, listen, I always need to be on that grind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Okay, so I just wrapped up all of April. God, April was such a month for VTubing. I wrapped up. I decided to debut on April 1st because I was
Oh.
like, how funny would that be to just be like, listen, this is not a joke. I'm doing it. I'm doing it on April 1st, and then stream for 30 days straight.
Oh,
So
jeez.
work stuff happened to line up. I made up a story about how my best friend was getting divorced and I needed to help her through that or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened before, so it was very believable. And I ended up taking like chunks of time in April off of work, and then also my boss was traveling for 3 weeks,
Hmm.
so the stars aligned where I was like, shit, I actually could do streaming every day for 30 days. And because I had felt like I was on a plateau anyway,
Hmm.
I was like, fuck it, we ball. I'm going to do 30 straight days and I'm going to be doing a different thing each day. So I planned out 30 days of content. Light on the content, but like we did 30 games. I did tier lists. I did collabs. I did a bunch of different stuff in April. And I think, at least for me, like the ability to show up every day and enjoy it, I
Hmm.
think is an accomplishment for sure.
Oh yeah. I feel like you've got what's it like? I feel like you've got the makings of like several YouTube videos from what you've told me. Like you, I streamed for 30 days straight. Here's what happened. Or
Yeah.
or I commissioned 4 different PNG tuber
Here's what I
models.
learned. The results will surprise you. Okay. So I gotta ask you, because I feel like this is such a hard question for people, but do
Yeah.
you feel like there's something you could point to that's your favorite accomplishment?
My favorite accomplishment? Honestly, I can't point to a specific instance, more like a general thing.
Mm.
I love it when I have interviewed several people in the past and they
Mm.
sort of find each other and start talking to each other.
Oh, I
It
love that so much.
it's kind of amazing because I feel like in a way I helped to make that happen, and it's like I don't know, it's kind of magical in a way.
Oh my
I don't
gosh, I
know.
love that. So, not to tell you what your greatest accomplishment is, but I saw this today, and you might have seen it because I made a comment.
Mm.
But do you remember when you interviewed
Yes,
Pandemos?
yes.
Yes. So that got posted 13 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
In it, she talked about who she would want to meet,
Mm-hmm.
and then days after the interview, that
Met it.
VTuber showed up.
Yep.
Showed up in her
Yep.
chat. So I feel like you brought them together. You put that into the universe, you gave it the platform, and then it happened.
I did see that actually. I thought that was like, whoa, really?
Isn't that wild? I'm being evasive because you should all go watch the video and then you can see who it is.
th- th-
It will shock you.
thank you for shilling my channel. I appreciate
Yes,
it.
yes. I'm nothing if not a corporate shill. Have we not established that?
There we go. Always be shilling. ABS.
So true, so true.
Always be closing. A B C. A always B B C closing.
Always be collaborating, right?
There you go.
Bringing people together.
Uh,
jeez.
So, what's the biggest change to your channel since you started VTubing?
Oh, I will say, okay, so I mentioned earlier, I'm a baby streamer. I just
Of
hit
course.
6 months. And I was So like a lot has changed, but also not anything has changed. I think the biggest thing is like I did not have any friends on the internet or VTubers. None of my friends knew about my stream. None of my family knew about my stream. So I
Mm-hmm.
truly started with zero viewers.
Yep.
And I think the biggest thing has changed of like, now I got mods, we got jokes, we have a good time. There's just like more interconnected like with the community, which I think has changed a ton. Like I have people I would consider friends that are VTubers that I met through doing this,
Mm-hmm.
which is blows my mind. Blows my mind because I didn't not that I just didn't think about it. It's not that I didn't think it was possible. It's just like that's not what I was trying to do. I was just like trying to have fun playing games.
You
and
create.
like,
Oh, sorry. You created something from nothing.
Exactly. So I think that's the difference, really. Like the content hasn't really changed. It's still like whatever I feel like doing. Um, like that really is. I still don't really clip. I still don't really post YouTube videos. I'm still not really on social media. I still don't have a stream schedule that's consistent, except for April where we did 30 days straight. Um, but yeah, I think that's it. Like I've learned a ton about I was actually talking to my therapist about this.
Yep.
She was like, "How did the 30 days go?" And I was like, "I mean, there was like of course ups and downs, like things that knowing what I know now I might have done differently, but like all in all I would say like very good. And I learned a lot about myself." And she was like, "Oh, say more about that." And I was like, "Oh fuck. Okay. I don't now that you have to like put the screws in like
I gotta
I
think
learn
about
stuff.
it now.
Yeah, like it reinforced things that I it reinforced things that I knew to be true but don't really think about often of like not being I'm very uncomfortable with not being prepared.
Yes.
So I'm a lot better if I know what game I'm playing ahead of time. I have like a rough idea of how long I want to stream. I have my snacks. Like I do much better there. Some people can just like turn on their computer and start going. I am not that person.
Hey, I'll remind you, you are talking to an engineer. Being unprepared isn't even in my vocabulary.
True. Yes. Okay. So also, what I will also say, so it is mostly jokes with chat that has changed, but part of that is the redeems. So when I hit affiliate, I didn't realize truly like how much fun I would have with creating redeems. So I have a redeem because I'm a corporate baddie. And I'm bad at games. So if I really fuck up, my chat can demote me. And what that means is literally my model changes. Literally, I start working at McDonald's instead of a flashy office. They can continue to do it, so I can get put into an asylum. So I have so much fun with the redeem. So I think that has really changed since I started. You don't have that ability.
Oh, absolutely. So, what do you hope to accomplish through your channel?
I was thinking about this, and at first I was like, nothing. I don't know. Be here this time next year. Like, I don't know that I have a lot of goals or like think like I'm already doing it. Mission accomplished. But I think at some point, like, I would love to be in a position where I could be more of like a patron to other people. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Aussie Gaming 63, but he went around every Saturday for like a good like over a year. And what he would do was they'd do like random number generator. They would go and look at a bunch of VTubers, and then like at the end of the stream, chat would vote on one person to give $3,000 to. And they would just like donate that. And it was just like that kind of stuff of being able to be in a financially stable enough position to give back to people who are doing this full time, because for me it's an expensive hobby, right?
Yes.
Like I would really love to be able to get my head above water. Have this be like sustainable enough that it's not a money pit and can instead be something that I can actively give back to. Like I would love to shift the money that I'm spending into other people. Is that
well, no,
am
it's interesting. Well, no, it's an opinion I've never really heard before. So I don't really know how to interpret it, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, like, I really, so as part of my IRL job, I do a lot of mentorship to junior folks, and I just really love talking to people and getting them unstuck, and just being like, listen, here's what I'm hearing from you. It's like work therapy, right?
Yeah.
And getting them to kind of get out of their own way and do that and support them in their career. But I don't want to do that with VTubing necessarily. Like, I don't know that I want to like help people be better at VTubing. I think that to me is not as enriching in my mind right now when I think about it than just straight up like being like, I support you and here's the dollars.
It is a very tricky line to walk because I have the problem that I have run into, and this is the biggest problem I've had with VTubing, is I want to be supportive of all of these wonderful people that I'm meeting all the time, and I literally am not capable of doing it. You can't help everybody all the time, and that's all there is to it. You are one human being, and you can only be spread so thin. And some people, another interesting thing I'm running into is people don't necessarily want to be your friend.
So true. Yeah, I will. So I know I said I made a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I was in a group chat recently, and someone was asking about advice of like a chatter being like, "Are we friends?" And they were like, "I didn't know what to say," and I was like, "Truly, I would have said like, I'm not here to make friends. All I have are frenemies. I would never refer to any of you people as my friends." And I literally just referred to them as friends earlier. And these are people that I DM with daily. And I was like, you're not my friends. You're my frenemies. Like yes, people are not like it is weird. It is weird, right? Like how do we define friendship?
It's a very unusual space. It's one of those things that I think that, biology has not prepared us for, because we weren't expecting that we would have to be in contact with so many people, and as a result our brain just doesn't know how to interpret it. And just because someone doesn't want to be my friend, that doesn't make them a bad person. The fact is that if I'm spread thin, so are they, and they only have so much resource of their own person that they're free to give. So
that's so true.
It's something that I just got to learn to deal with, and I think that that's part of the process, and I think that it's a valuable thing that I'm learning right now. So
I want to add to that, but is it okay if I grab a drink first?
Please do.
Great. Okay. Now that I have my drink,
okay.
I think that it is very difficult to like somebody. Like, I find myself in this position sometimes. Like someone, want to support them, but don't like their content. I just don't like what they make, but I like them as a person. And I think it can be true the opposite way too. Like, I can like someone's content and not like them. And what you have just said is like the third thing, right? Of like, I want to support them. I want to be their friend, right? It is interesting. Relationships are complicated, man.
Yes, they are. I don't know anything. I'm just a humble doggo from New Hampshire.
Oh my gosh! Wait, are you a dog?
Yes, I'm a Doberman. I'm a Doberman.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
I'm more of a cat gal, so I guess we can't be friends. Sorry.
I'm sorry. You kind of picked an unfortunate form if you're a cat girl.
I know, right? Oh my god, stop! Oh my god, yes! I would get eaten so fast.
I mean, you've heard the joke a million times that if you die, if you're a cat owner, the cat immediately just takes to eating you. You're a fish person.
I mean, listen, if my cat died before me, I'm gonna eat that cat for sure.
There you go. I mean, it's valuable protein.
Oh my gosh. I like how I always say, like, first thought, best thought comes out of my mouth, and then I can't even say it with a straight face, though. I just immediately have to start cackling.
So, who is a VTuber? We kind of transition into this question nicely. Who is a VTuber you'd love to talk to, and do you have anything you'd want to ask them?
Ooh, okay. So it is currently May 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
April was a heavy month.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
think the thing that sticks out for me most of all is like the Cinder apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who are unfamiliar, it was very much a I'm not here to make friends. It's
Yeah.
just business. It's just business. And I'm so mad because I want that tagline, but now it'll always just go back to Cinder. But yeah, like what do you do when people are nice to your face and they stab you in the back?
Mm.
So I would love to talk to her and just be like, seriously? Like, why?
Honest,
Like, isn't that exhausting?
honestly, I still don't know anything about the Cinder drama.
Oh, you don't. You don't.
Well,
Okay. So
well, hold,
basically,
hold,
like,
hold on, hold on. Before
okay,
you, there is a
I'm not gonna
reason
go.
for this.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, what happened was I come on the internet one day. Uh,
Mistake.
oh,
Mistake number one.
oh, there you go. I'm just gonna leave now. Goodbye. This interview's over. No, no. I'm on the internet. I'm on Twitter. I see a lot of VTubers because I have a Twitter that's dedicated to VTubing, and everyone is depressed, and I have no idea why. And then I hear the name Cinder, and that
Uh-huh.
she betrayed everyone, and I still have no idea what the heck happened. And the longer I get into this, the more it is revealed that she betrayed everyone. That's about
Yeah.
as far as the information trail gets. And then they
Yeah.
say, and then there is a Google Doc.
There's several
And
Google Docs actually.
and I'll tell you right now, I sure as hell ain't gonna read that shit.
No, 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 no. Okay. Truly, here's the TLDR. Girl was popular. She was making friends with a lot of people, and then was super like friendly to their face. And then
Yeah.
behind their back, she would pressure people to not work with them, and
Mm.
start kind of spreading gossip, and then ice people out and blacklist people, and like that's essentially what it was. And then like all the DMs got exposed
Mm.
of like, oh, I thought you were my friend, but you were actually talking shit about all of us, and also like preventing opportunities for us, and
Mm.
just doing that kind of stuff. And to me, I'm just like, isn't that like super exhausting,
Hmm.
trying to this like I don't know. I'm sorry, like I know I'd say I'm like a emotionless. We say it all the time. I'm a
Yeah.
narcissist. I'm emotionless. But like, I'm gonna stab you in your face if I stab you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have time or energy to like be fake nice to people. I'm just like, listen, this is not the vibe. I'm not interested. Thanks, but no thanks. Like to me, that's just a lot cleaner. So I think that at least for me, like the motivation for saying Cinder is really just because like I'm kind of obsessed with true crime,
Mm-hmm.
and like the interviews that they have with murderers where they're just like lifeless in their eyes and they're
Yeah.
explaining their kills. I just feel like it'd be kind of like that.
So you think she's got kind of the Charles Manson vibe?
A little bit, a little bit. I think she knows exactly what she did, and I don't. I think you can regret it if you got caught, but like, boy, did it feel good while you were doing it.
The thing that bothers me about the drama is not the drama itself, because if you were to
Uh-huh.
tell me that, oh, by the way, someone in the entertainment industry is a backstabber and is totally
Mm,
disingenuous about everything, I would be like, must
mm.
be a day that ends in Y.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly, exactly. I think the big thing was the blacklisting of like you're not allowed to work with that person and you cannot tell them why. And
yeah.
because she was of the like credibility that she was at, people felt like they had to listen.
Mm.
Um so I think it was a little bit more about that. Like it is Mean Girl High School,
Yes.
um a bit.
That is what I've found about VTubing. It's like high school on crack.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. So
If
true.
But the thing is that as soon as you get out of like the top players, the
Mm.
vibe chills very very quickly. But the top
Yeah.
players are like all backstabbers with some exceptions. Uh so
I know. I will say, like me, my dumb ass was like when most of it came out. I was like, "Are we surprised though?" Like,
yeah,
I
I was
don't know
that
that I'm surprised. It is a day ending in Y, to your
yeah.
point, and to that end, it's just like I think that most people were upset because it was the like the business angle of it too, and then saying things like it's just business.
I think it is the reason it was so. If you're an actor, like a traditional actor,
Mm-hmm.
there is no illusion that you are the character you play on a screen, because the next
Yeah.
day you go and you play a different character and you
Mm-hmm.
play a whole bunch of different people, and people don't think that, oh well, that's what you're really like in real life, because
Mm.
it wouldn't make sense, for they would be schizophrenic. Meanwhile, this person gets on screen every day. They are meant to portray a personality, a very specific
Yeah.
personality,
Uh-huh.
and people get very attached to that emotionally. And
Yeah.
they start to interpret, they get the parasocial stuff, and they say this is what they're like in real life, and it's just
Mm.
not true at all. And I think that that's what causes people to get so much angrier about this than traditional actors.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that is fair. And even with actors, some people take it to a degree where they conflate the two, right? Like they
Yeah.
they do think you're going to be as nice as whoever you play on TV, and it's like, nah. I'm just human. I'm just a human.
Yeah, if my understanding is correct, there are most VTubers. It's most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them. There are some real
Yeah.
ones, but most of them. Uh, anyway, we are in the middle of an interview, I think.
I
If
mean, are we even a quarter of the way? I warned you, didn't I warn you?
we're tipping an hour right now, and we are a quarter of the way through the questions. Holy crap!
I tried to warn you. I tried to warn
That's
you.
fair. You warned me. I was a witness. So it's your ideal stream. Who are you inviting?
Yeah. So I will say, like, we had to reschedule this interview because I was doing a collab
Mm-hmm.
with someone called Sunny Flower.
Mm-hmm.
She's absolutely phenomenal. We just played Bokara
Mm-hmm.
together, and basically the premise of this game is a puzzle game. And you get trapped in different dimensions. So I'm in robot world, as is my persona, for sure, for
Mm-hmm.
sure. And she's in forest world, which is very much her persona. She is very nice and sweet, and I am cold and hard.
Mm-hmm.
What is the opposite of sweet? Sour. I'm cold and sour. um and we have to solve puzzles together, but we're seeing different things on the screen because we're in different dimensions.
Hmm.
And it was so fun. I did not expect to like the game so much. I had so much fun with Sunny. We were like chatting about it, and it was just like the ideal stream, honestly, was just like her and I messing around. So that was really good. But I guess that's already happened. So my ideal stream.
Hmm.
Oh, I guess okay. So remember how earlier I was like, I want to be a patron.
Mm-hmm.
I have this dumb idea that I don't think will ever come to fruition because it's just too complicated. Do you ever do that where you like have grand ambitions and then you're just like,
Oh.
I'm not gonna fucking pull this off?
Oh God. All the time. All the time.
Oh my god, do you have an example?
Um. Well, it's mine are usually involved with like building projects.
Okay.
I very much am an aspiring DIYer. So
Ooh, okay, okay.
yeah. So like for example, um, I want to build a chair. I want to. Oh, the one right now. I want to build a bookshelf in my room
Okay.
that
Sure.
for DVDs and stuff like that, because I have a lot of DVDs because I'm a physical media junkie. And yeah, that's it. It's God. It sounds so simple when I say, "Oh, build a bookshelf," like one of the simplest woodworking projects imaginable.
Oh, no, it's not though. I mean, even IKEA is complicated if I'm going to be honest.
Honestly, traditional woodworking is itself is less complicated than IKEA furniture. And
So
traditional
true.
woodworking is not made of MDF.
So true. So like, okay, so at least for me,
Hmm. Go for it.
I I highly doubt that I would ever be able to have the I don't even ability or aptitude. I think it's honestly just like time, money, resources, interest. But I have this like idea of hosting some sort of game show
Mm-hmm.
where I invite 4 people on. They
Hmm.
each get a budget. And they each get assigned a random other VTuber on. So there's like 4 of them. They each get almost like a Secret Santa.
Mm-hmm.
They have to go commission art for this person, of this person. But the rules are you get to keep whatever money is left over from the commission. So you can either do super cheap art or super expensive art.
Hmm.
And then you get like a certain number of points for like the storytelling. Like there's a bingo card involved. See, it's just like too convoluted at this point. But the gist of it is like have people commission art for each other and make a game show out of it.
See, if I was to make an adaptation to that, if you have it so that, I would
Right?
say this wrinkle to it: have one person collect all of the remaining money if they are the person with the least amount of money after left over.
Okay, interesting. So
And so that way you wouldn't be encouraging people to go as cheap as possible, you'd be encouraging them to go as expensive as possible.
well, okay. So
While
here's
still
the other
having a
thing.
financial incentive.
Yes, but you win if your art is chosen, and you also win money for the artist you commissioned. So there is an
Okay.
incentive technically. Though anyway, yes, we could yoink and twist it as much as we want.
yeah.
The reality is, I don't have $1,000 to blow right now or a month to plan the thing.
Yeah.
Like truly, I don't have that much. And then like the logistics of like, well, what happens if an artist can't deliver on time and yada
Yeah.
yada yada, or someone needs to drop out of the collab, or
Mm.
it's just too much. But I really love the idea of making people commission art of each other, and then they have to guess like, what stupid art did you have commissioned of me? Did you make me as a hot dog? Did you put me on the Eiffel Tower doing a somersault? Like, what stupid commission did you do?
I did participate in an artwork Secret Santa in the past. Yeah.
Ooh, how was it?
It was pretty good. It was back during my early days on the internet when I was on DeviantArt.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was a
Early days.
yeah, oh yes, and there was a Secret Santa art exchange, and I'm not an artist, so I made this ridiculous looking thing where it's a guy with a
Was it
present.
out of sea glass? Did you make it out of sea glass?
No, I did not make it out of sea glass. No, it was
Fucked up.
it was a dancing man with a present for a head.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yes, it was a GIF. I managed to make a complete GIF. It just looked ridiculous because the thing is, I'm not an artist.
Honestly, that is an accomplishment. You should be proud of that for sure.
I'll take it, I guess.
You'll take it. You'll take it. Okay, all right.
Okay. So, what advice would you give to someone who wants to be an entertainer?
Is it a cop out to say be entertaining?
You can take it however
Like-
you want.
Like, if you want to be an entertainer, be entertaining. Like, go and do it. If you want to do it, just go and do it.
Well-
She says, as if it's easy. I mean, like, truly,
sorry.
my thing is like, would you watch your own stream? Or would you watch your own content? It doesn't even need to be a stream. But like, if you want to find out, like, you want to go be an entertainer, if your goal is to be entertaining and not educational, or if that is your goal, would you watch your streams? Would you be entertained by this? Yes or no? If no, then why? If yes, then like lean into that.
Yeah. No, if you're bored with what's happening on screen, so is the audience.
Right? Okay, what is your advice? Because I feel like mine truly was a cop out, but honestly, it's like, if you want to go do that. Do more of the thing that you want to be doing.
My advice, kind of in the same vein of what we discussed earlier, is to start doing it immediately. Don't worry about all of the details. They will work themselves out eventually. just focus on getting yourself on screen in the first place and have an idea of what you want it to be. Just have an
Mm,
idea. Don't go in there with no idea at all.
yeah, I mean, like, God, what is the? It's not. I'm not thinking of 10,000 hours. Or there is something to be said about like if you just do the more you do something, the better you're gonna be at it. Like that's just science. That's just science.
Yeah.
So like the sooner you start, the sooner you're gonna get to where you're gonna be. So yeah, like have some semblance of what you want to be aiming for,
Mm.
and then just like it's that iterative approach, right? Like take it one step at a time, but you have to start before you're gonna get
Oh,
there.
you're gonna hate this. I'm gonna give you more corporate. I'm gonna give you more corporate talk. Don't let perfection be the enemy of good enough.
Oh yes, or uh peft. Wait, peft for oh whatever. It's fuck perfection, but you switch the p and the f.
Oh, okay.
Puff. I can't say it. I can't say it. I can't read. That famously cannot jump. Famously cannot read. So
Puck perfection.
yes,
Okay.
that feels right. That feels correct. But yeah, like don't let good be the enemy of great.
Yeah.
Um, I will say so. We in in the VTuber world, there are quite a lot of VTubers who watch other VTubers. Like that's sort of I would love a cross section. I don't know why Twitch doesn't do this, probably for business reasons,
Mm-hmm.
but it would be great if you had a badge that said if you were a streamer, if you had streamed content in the last 6 months or whatever, you could have a badge
Mm.
so that you could get a cross segment of how many of your audience also makes content because my sneaking suspicion is that it's a lot, at
Mm.
least in my chat it is. So we were having a conversation about sort of like why do you watch people's streams, and I guess like the way that I broke it down was like there are three things to look at if you do want to like start thinking the heavy thoughts about would I watch my stream? And at least for me, like thinking about why do you watch other people's streams? Like, no, you don't need to make the same content other people make.
Mm.
Like the content you enjoy doesn't need to be the content that you make. But why do people watch content? In my mind, it's like people watch for who you are,
Mm-hmm.
what you do, and how you do it. So if you break down like the who you are, it's like people literally come for you. So like your attitudes, your beliefs, your personality, like you should lean into that. So like have a point of view, have a personality, like be you
Mm.
or be a character if you want to be a character, that's fine. I hear it can get quite fatiguing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's fine if that's what you want to do. And then like decide on what you do, which was your point, right? Like choose a topic, like what is the frequency that you want to stream it, like how long is it going to be, etc. And then like how you do the thing is like what is the atmosphere, your ambiance, like what format are you doing, short form, long form,
Mm.
YouTube edited videos, like all of that, and like package that up into something that is what you would be, what gets you one step closer to what you would be proud of. I
Mm.
wanted to say just make something you're proud of, and then I was like, that's fucking hard. I don't know that I do that. But at least for me, like those three pieces,
Mm.
the like who, what, how, to me help orient people who are kind of lost in the muck and the mire
Mm-hmm.
to lean into at least like three things.
Mm. And as someone who's always had trouble with initiating tasks,
Mm,
yeah.
right?
What?
I said yeah, correct. Like
Yeah,
right,
no.
it is difficult.
No, I think that the reason is a lot of times I think that the appearance of things from the outside is so overwhelming that once you start, it's a lot easier to keep the momentum.
Yeah, there's that, and then there's also like people who you admire and look up to. Like they truly do make it look easy, and you
Mm.
don't get to see the undercarriage, right? The behind the scenes,
Yes.
the wires, the bits, the wringing of the hands, and the frustration, and the like everything it took to get them to the point that they were. And it's just like at least I don't know why it reminded me of this, but like I posted this on socials. Again, famously,
Hmm.
like don't post a lot on socials, so that's why this sticks out to me.
Hmm.
If you had $1 million or could go back in time and fix all of your mistakes, which would you choose?
No, oh, are you asking me?
Yes, that was the question that was posed online.
Um, $1 million. I wouldn't fix my
Yeah,
mistakes.
that's exactly what I said. I mean, I did say, in typical me fashion, I've never made a mistake, so I guess I would choose money. But then I was
Hmm.
like, oh no, wait, fuck. One time I wore a French beret to a work party, and I would very much like to go and make it so I never purchased that hat. So I suppose I would
Hmm.
choose fix that one singular mistake. And literally, it's because I was at this work party and I was wearing this beret, and I thought I saw someone snickering, and then I became very self conscious, which I've never done. I know, isn't it nice? Isn't it
Hmm.
nice to not ever be self conscious? But I was, and I like went into the bathroom and hid it in a cupboard.
Yeah.
And I was drinking later with some people that night, and they were like, "Oh, what happened to your hat?" And I was like, "Oh my god, here's what happened." And they were like, "Whoa, even you can get in your own head. That's so surprising." And I'm like, "What the fuck do you mean, even me?" And it's because I project like that shit has never, ever, and would never affect me. But it is like the people that you admire just make it look easy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I make it all too obvious that everything affects me. I'm I'm a freaking I'm a wet noodle.
I'm a wet noodle. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
quote him. Quote
I
him.
I if I'm anxious about something, you will see it on my face
Yeah, but
very
isn't that
quickly.
relatable too? Right?
Yeah.
Like it's
But
pretty relatable.
But as far as mistakes go, my mistakes, and don't get me wrong, the mistakes I've made, I can list them, and they were extremely costly. But they
Hmm,
made me who I am, and
exactly.
I don't want to be a different person. I want to be me, and even if the different person is better, it's not me.
Yeah, yes, I think that that's a good point of like, is it you? If like, who are we but a pile of our mistakes?
Mm. Uh, so, switching gears slightly, we're now out of the basic questions.
Oh, those were the basics. Great.
The
Oh,
who
we
are
made it.
that those questions were the who are you and what are you doing here.
Sure. Yeah. Who are you? What are you doing here? We're over an hour in. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes
Oh
sense.
yes, okay. uh, what was your gateway anime and what drew you to it?
Ooh, okay, okay, okay. So I think that Adult Swim
Mm-hmm.
did amazing things for
Yes,
teenagers.
yes.
So I think like the first animes that I was watching was like Cowboy Bebop,
Mm-hmm.
Bleach, Sailor Moon,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff. And it was just sort of like around, and it was a given that like we watch anime, cool people watch anime,
Yes.
because Cartoon Network like or Adult Swim rather
Mm-hmm.
made it cool to do that.
Yes.
Um, and then I don't know. I like this time around this life. Um, every Friday, I do sushi, sake, about a gallon of sake, if I'm going to be honest with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And watch the latest anime, and I just like it just stuck for some reason. Like the getting cozy, having a ritual.
Mm.
But yeah, that's the gateway.
Yeah.
Do you have any that you recall?
My gateway was Adult Swim too. Believe it or not, there
Oh,
was a summer where I was I think I may have been in middle school or yeah, I think I
mm-hmm.
was in middle school, and I discovered early on in the morning because I for very particular reasons that I can't get into, I was
Oh
forced to
no,
go
oh
to the
no.
gym very early in the morning before Adult Swim ended, which, as you may
Okay.
remember, ends at like six
Yes.
o'clock.
Uh-huh.
Detective Conan, 5:30 in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang.
And it blew my little mind because it was a cartoon that featured death and blood.
Oh my gosh.
I
Ugh.
I'd never seen that before, and I was just
I'd never
was
seen
taken
Death
aback.
and Blood before.
Well, not in a cartoon, no.
Yeah. Just in my life.
And then, there was Lupin the Third that was on before that. That was okay. I wasn't, but
Yeah.
Detective Conan was where my game where I was at, and then some of the first anime DVDs I ever bought was Detective Conan. So I have all the English dubs.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Yeah.
I will say I never got into like Gundam.
Me neither.
Like, okay. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe there's something about like it's just fighting back and forth. It doesn't really tickle the brain.
Yes.
Like
I will say someone finally convinced me to watch Witch from Mercury, which is a Gundam, like in the Gundam universe. And episode 1, I'm bawling my eyes out. And there's a lot of business in it. So like,
is that a new one?
No, I don't think so. But maybe. I mean, it's not from the 80s or whatever. Which hold on, let me Google it real quick. Witch from Mercury. You like my bits?
Oh, it's fantastic. You're prepared for everything.
For every scenario. 2022. So I guess I would say that is new, isn't it?
Relatively, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what is new anymore? Here's a question for you. I have my own personal answer for this. What do you think qualifies as vintage? What year would you say?
I mean, honestly, I still feel like 80s is vintage, and it's not. Like early aughts is vintage at this point, isn't it? Like, the cycle of fashion repeats every 10 years, or like, every decade. Like the cycle begins. So I think that there is a dictionary definition for what is considered vintage, and I think it's like a 20-year gap. And like I frequently forget that 2025 is 25 years after 2000. Like, I don't know if you remember Y2K, but it's crystal clear in my brain.
Oh, yes.
Or like shit like 9/11. I have a friend whose birthday is on 9/11, and we of course make a ton of never forget jokes.
Yes.
And then he was telling us all how old he was when that happened. And I was like, wait, really? Oh yeah, we were all in middle school. Huh.
I was in third grade at the time, and I got to tell you, there's nothing more surreal to me than working with someone who was born after 9/11.
It is very surreal. Oh,
and
it is.
It will never not be amazing to me.
Dang.
Oh,
dang.
Boy. Great. Now we all feel old. Well done, gang.
Really... We're all feeling something about 9/11.
Oh, boy. Anyway, my answer to the question, what is vintage, is take whatever year you think vintage is and add 10 years. That's vintage.
Ooh. Okay, so the 90s is vintage. Got it.
Anyway, let's see. If you could go to an anime convention tomorrow, whom would you cosplay as?
Okay. I did not have an answer for this, but I am going to say I'm going to go as Professor Onyx, who is Liliana Vess from Magic the Gathering, which is not something that I'm sure you will understand, but she a bad bitch.
Nice.
Not any of the 3 inspirations that I told you. I'm going to go for somebody completely different.
And now for something completely different. A man with a tape recorder up his nose. Sorry, I had to complete the quote.
You had to go there. If you didn't, we would have been upset. Someone would have gotten the comments. They would have been so upset with you.
I know exactly the person who would have been upset with me.
Is it future you?
No, it's a friend of mine who loves Monty Python.
Okay.
That's what I'm referencing, by the way, in case you didn't know. Oh, yes. You do know.
I mean, we've just figured out I am older than you.
Yes. A little bit. Not a ton. A few years.
A taste.
Probably like 3-4 years, I would guess.
Somebody I was collaborating with asked me the question that, only some people are brave enough to ask. They were like, how old do you think I am? And I was like, I don't know. You could be in between 12 and 84, and I would not think any differently. Like, I literally have never thought about how old you are. And I was like, why? How old do you think I am? And they're like, I think you're like 27. And I was like, oh
thank you.
Sweetie, I'm a good decade older than that. That's so kind of you.
No, it's funny because in a past life I was the youngest person in the social circle, and now as a VTuber I'm the oldest. So it's kind of surreal that it switched over like that.
You're gonna die. I was just about to be like, oh, have you heard of that over 30 server called Eldenwood? You should think about trying it. That's how we met.
Yeah.
That's how we met.
I got in early at the ground floor, posting in that little chat they had where it's like, post topics here about meetups and stuff, and I was like, okay, sure. And the previous person had posted like a week ago, and now the next day it's filled because it just exploded overnight. I don't know.
I know. I would repost. You can definitely repost.
Yes.
I did a tier list there because I've been a part of this server for at least 3 months, 2 months, 3 months. It's cool. It's cool having old people around. Just so you all know.
People who understand what I mean when I talk about Monty Python.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy. Let's see. Maybe since just so the audience knows, we agreed to set a 90-minute time limit to this. So if you don't mind, do you want to go through I call the second half of the questions? Here's a really deep cut for you. I in the back of my mind I refer to them as the Voight-Kampf questions, which
Ooh. I will not pass, I assure you, because I am heartless and lack empathy. Just like a robot.
Do you want to just bang through these?
Yeah. Yes,
okay.
Let's bang it out.
Filthy. Which do you prefer?
Filthy.
Which do you prefer, Elvis or the Beatles?
Yeah, we said we were gonna bang it out. I don't care for music.
Fair enough. I'll skip the next question then. You're on a boat with friends. What artists are you listening to?
I'm listening to the sound of my own voice, and so are my friends.
What's a movie you can pick up in the middle and watch to the end?
None. I don't think movies were made like that. I think you're supposed to start at the front and then go. You're supposed to watch them that way.
Well, hold on. Back when you used to have cable, when that was a thing, when people watched cable, wasn't there like a channel you'd turn it on and there'd be a movie that was like right in the middle, and you're like, I'll just sit and watch this for a while?
Unfortunately, no. My dad used to put our TV in the closet, so I didn't really grow up with a TV.
Oh. Well,
I know. This is the back half of the questions. Cheugy becomes very uninteresting very quickly.
Well, then it shouldn't be hard to do it. We have like 2 minutes left.
Great, fantastic.
I'm kidding. Take your time with them.
Pass.
What's a snack you might buy for a movie that isn't popcorn?
I love Good and Plenty's. Do you know what those are?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're black licorice.
Yeah.
I like black coffee and black licorice and cilantro and like all the things that people are like, ooh.
Well, they have very potent flavors.
They do. Yes.
I discovered recently that I apparently like Dr. Pepper, which yeah.
Do people not like Dr. Pepper? Is that like a thing?
I don't know many people who like Dr. Pepper. It's kind of one of those cult following sodas, I think of it.
Yeah, I found out that people don't like water.
Ew.
Like that. Yeah, so I don't drink a lot of soda, and somebody was talking, I think, about gamer sups. And I was like, I don't see the appeal. And they were like, well, I don't like the taste of water. And I was like, what do you mean?
You need it to live.
What do you mean you don't like the taste? What does water taste like? Describe it to me.
Oh.
Are you in Detroit? What's happening?
Incidentally, if you want to talk about the most cultish soda I've ever run into, here in New England we have a soda called Moxie.
Ooh.
And I have tasted it in the past a long time ago. I hate the stuff, but I'll tell you what, the people who drink it really love it. They love it.
Like, is it like Fanta? Like the Fanta has a huge cult following.
I wasn't aware of Fanta's cult following.
I think it's because of the Insane Clown Posse. I might be not knowing things because of, music reasons, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay, here we go. Would you ever talk to a stranger unprompted in a public setting?
I do that literally every day for no reason. Do people not do that? Like, literally,
No.
I will strike up a conversation with someone in line. And if I'm going to be candid, I think people start conversations with me more than I start conversations with them.
Well,
I just got a vibe that's like, talk to me.
Yeah. I think it's like one of those things where certain people, they just have the aura of I am generally safe. And I think that I think that certain people just have that vibe about them.
I think the kids call it Riz because I also get described as like very intimidating, but I had to come talk to you. And I'm like, bro, that is such a weird intro. Such a weird intro.
Which do you prefer, chess or poker?
I like Go. I know, but I guess if I had to choose between the two of these, instead of being an asshole and choosing a third thing that wasn't listed, I'm gonna say chess because it's more in my color scheme.
Yeah. I mean, Go is I mean, if I was I'm never going to play chess, but cuz it's too intimidating to me. But however intimidating chess is, Go is even more intimidating to me.
I think if we were gonna ask what I would be better at, I think I would be better at poker because I literally can talk anyone into anything, and this is why I can't do trivia, which I think is a future question.
Yeah. But like when people talk about computers, they can solve chess more or less, or they've gotten really close to solving chess. They literally can't solve Go because it could potentially never end.
Yeah, it can potentially never end, and they've tricked it by doing weird stuff too.
And I'm like, that a computer can't solve it. That's terrifying to me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay. What's a household tool you can't be trusted to use?
Oh God. Name one I can. I don't. Yeah, I can't be trusted is the issue.
People don't. People don't respond well to that question. I'm just gonna axe it.
Yeah, honestly, yes, axe it. That's totally fine. I mean, or you could yoink and twist it. You could say like, if you were a household item, what would you be?
Yeah.
You know.
There you go. What's a school project from your youth that you remember fondly?
Oh God. Okay. So one time we had to write essays about the war in Vietnam, and my essay was so good in fourth grade that it got sent to like a national competition, and then they thought that I didn't write it because it was too advanced.
Ugh.
I reread it. It was not advanced. I think it's because I used the word opium.
Yes.
And giving opium to babies, and they were like, brava, young pupil, brava.
I did. I had a similar problem once. I was forced. I wasn't forced. I wrote horoscopes for a school newspaper one time.
Cool.
And they claimed that I copyrighted it. They didn't have any evidence. They just claimed that it was too advanced sounding for someone my age.
Yeah.
And no, it wasn't. What I did is I went onto a website. I tried to stylistically mimic some of the horoscopes that I didn't copy anything. And then afterwards I went in and I used the synonym finder in Microsoft Word at the time. And I just made it sound a lot more advanced. So
yes.
So I was bullshitting I was well before everybody else.
Yeah.
That's college level BS right there. So, what's your favorite thing that you ever cooked yourself?
Yeah, so I'm not great in the kitchen. Blame it on my hard childhood. I don't know. But I can make one thing. Well, I can make two things. I can make buttered noodles. And then I can make a New York Times recipe that is gnocchi with brown butter Brussels sprouts, and it is to die for.
Ooh.
I know. And I think sometimes I put like vegan sausage in it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I like gnocchi.
Yeah, gnocchi's dope. If you don't know gnocchi, get it. Go out and get some.
It's soft. It's like it's I don't know.
Potatoes.
It's potatoes. Uh, what's the worst thing you ever cooked yourself?
I've got literally everything. One time I didn't, so I really truly like don't cook. So I used to do like well, I still do. You get the packages in the mail, the like not pre-made things. You have to make them yourself, like the blue aprons.
Yep.
And I didn't know you had to wash the vegetables. So I made something with bok choy in it. I think it was like some sort of stir fry, and it just was like full of sand. Just like truly like full of sand. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. It didn't say wash the vegetables on the fucking recipe. How is this my fault?
Instructions unclear.
It's
Dish full of sand.
It's not a skill issue. It's an instructions issue. So yeah, that was the worst thing I ever cooked.
What would where would your ideal home be located?
On the top of Mount Everest. No one could find me.
Wouldn't you have trouble breathing?
No, I can. Nope. Everything would be great.
Okay.
And I would. I mean, I didn't have to live there, but I could own. How would it be if I owned a place up there? I could Airbnb it.
I wonder
think
how
I could
much
make a fortune.
I wonder how much you could sell a home for that was located on top of Mount
gosh.
Everest.
I was talking to people about expensive hobbies, and everyone was like, well, climbing to Mount Everest is like one of the most expensive hobbies that you could have, like mountain climbing.
Yeah.
And I was like, so that's where my brain went. Airbnb, the top of Mount Everest.
Okay, you find $20 in the street. What do you buy with it?
Stocks. Can I buy some stocks, please?
Any tips for the people in the audience?
No, I just said, can I have one stock, sir? May I please have one stock?
Oh,
I got
okay.
No stock tips. I got none.
Which board game have you played that would most likely end in a brawl?
So there's this game called Mind the Gap.
Oh.
Have you heard that one?
I have played it multiple times, in fact.
Okay, so we play a different version where you can talk over it. So instead of just saying nothing while you basically the premise of the game, for those who don't know it, everyone gets a handful of cards, and you're not allowed to talk, but then you have to put the cards down in order, face up, and then as soon as somebody fucks up, you have to lose a life and blah 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 blah. But we play a game where you're allowed to talk, but you have to only speak in weird measurements. So if I was your Uber driver, would you say I'm close? Would you say that you're close, or would you say that you're pretty far away? To give hints about if I have a high card or a low card. And honestly, it's just that because we try to speak in so many metaphors, people are like, that wasn't a good one. What do you mean the Uber driver was far away?
Can I just say for the record, I have not played the game that you played. There was a totally different game, also called Mind the Gap, that was basically just Trivial Pursuit, except it has questions directed at 4 specific generations.
Okay. Yeah, mine is not called Mind the Gap, obviously. Mind... game. I don't know. It's got a bunny on the front. It's really fun. Oh, I found it. It's just called The Mind. It's just called The Mind.
The Mind. Okay.
The Mind!
If you could wake up with one talent tomorrow, what would it be?
Making money grow on trees.
Oh.
Is that a talent? Can I have a extra green thumb?
Well, yes, but it would cause financial collapse.
Oh, but no. Hey, no one would have to know. I'm the only one with the talent.
I mean,
I guess I wish I had an aptitude to speak, to learn foreign languages, because I really don't. I have zero aptitude.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I had a 1,600 day Duolingo streak for Japanese, and The one thing that I learned is that you can't learn Japanese in 5 minutes a day.
Yeah, I don't suspect that you would.
Yeah, no.
Okay, wait. Okay, I changed my mind. Clearly, I did not pre-write these questions. I was like, nah, we'll wing it.
Go for it.
Famously great at winging it. Okay, I want a photographic memory.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Ooh, that would be a hell of a thing right there.
I would say that's a talent, maybe a bit more of a curse, depending on who you talk to, but I would love to have a photographic memory.
That's like the Twilight Zone kind of thing where you have the twist and all of a sudden you're miserable or whatever or something like that. And
That's so true.
I don't know. It's an interesting thought though. Jeez. If you could talk to a historical figure, who would it be?
Ooh, I think it'd be Cinder, so I could ask her why.
I guess she's a part of history now, isn't she?
Yep. Bye.
She'll be back.
I know, in some form or another.
They always come back. Do you collect anything?
The Tears of My Enemies. So I collect zines. Do you know what a zine is?
Magazine?
No. Okay, so like a zine is a generally black and white photocopied, self-published, whatever. So sometimes they're comic books, sometimes they're how-to guides, sometimes they're poems about trees you hate. So I have a collection of truly over 5,000 of these self-published things from generally people in America, make them about different fandoms that they are very into.
Wow. I have heard the word zine before, but it's in a very obscure reference. It's a song called Flagpole Sitta by Harvey Danger. And he's in the song he says, I want to publish zines. And I was like, oh, he must mean magazines.
Now you know what they are.
Yeah, now I know what they are.
Now you know what they are, yep.
And my final question of the evening. What smell reminds you of home?
I would say sea salt. The ocean really reminds me of home.
Nice. I was at the ocean earlier today.
Brag about it some more, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. I was at the ocean, and then I got ice cream.
Are you kidding me? Whatever. I had a pretty cool day as well, all right?
I walked on the beach. It was like one of those things like, oh, you're in a movie scene or something, walking on the beach.
Listen, I almost peed my pants because I was in the middle of a stream, so that's pretty interesting too.
Well, I would think you would pee your pants if you were in the middle of a stream. Oh, dude. Jack, how dare you?
Yeah, who would know? Who would know?
Anyway, direct to Cheugy. First of all, thank you very much. This has been a really nice interview.
I'm glad we had fun.
Absolutely. I will be posting links to all of Cheugy's socials in the description to this video. I will also be posting it in side chat. Thank you very much for coming out today. I do appreciate it.
I have one last treat for you.
Yes.
It's the anime toggle.
Oh dear.
There you go.
My.
We can end here.
Oh, and now we're restricted.
No, it's fine. Everything's fine. Look it, I'm safe for work. We're fine.
It's okay. No, I'm kidding.
All right, have a good night. This has been amazing.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to shut my trap now.
Oh, shit. I was your host, Jack Jinseki, and joining me today was Director Cheugy. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Wave goodbye. Later.
Pretend I'm waving.